And
what's up, guys? Jeremy here from LSAPC and
Mitchie.
Hello, Mitchie.
Hi.
Guys, we've got another installment of 31 Nights of Halloween horror movie reviews coming at you right now. So we're going to run a quick little intro. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. And like I said, we have another installment of 31 Nights of Halloween horror movie reviews.
We do.
Can't wait to see what we get. You know the drill. Pick a movie out of the bucket. Then we will run the preview for you guys. And then after the preview's over, we will come back and give you our review, our ratings, 0 to 5.
Yep.
And tell you what we think about it. We will stop it, or we will tell you in advance, warn you of any spoilers before they happen. So no worries about watching the video. Once we get to that spoiler section, if you haven't seen the movie, you can turn it off. So before we do anything else, Mitchie, why don't you tell them what to do?
Like this video, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, comment down below after you've watched the preview if you would give it a 1 to 5, and hit the bell for notifications for when we do post videos.
Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. All right, so let's get into it. I believe it's your turn to draw.
Yep.
So we're going to hold the bucket up. Let me make sure I get the right, yeah, that one's got, okay, so we're picking from this side. These are the movies that we've watched.
We really should just label that.
I know. Just pick one.
I just want a big one.
Sheesh.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's see what we got today. Okay, a classic.
Oh.
It's all right. We can show it off. So Friday the 13th. And can't wait to watch that. We're going to go back to the original with Kevin Bacon.
The original.
Yeah, the very first Friday the 13th.
Are we talking like the OG, or are we going to do the new? Or?
No, we're talking the very first ever released Friday the 13th.
Okay.
That's the one we're going for. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to run a clip right now. And as soon as we're done with that, we'll be back to give you our rating and our review.
Yes.
See you shortly.
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
1, 2, 3,
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing up.
4, 5, 6,
Must be my imagination.
7,
Can I help you? Hello?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Friday the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough. Friday the 13th.
All right, guys, there it is, Friday the 13th, the OG, one of the original slasher films from the 80s.
Yep. It's been a while since we've seen it.
Yep, written by a guy who was inspired by Halloween, the movie, James Carpenter.
Someone did their
Or John
research.
Carpenter?
Someone did some homework.
No, I just knew that. I knew that the Friday the 13th franchise came out right around the same time, I believe, as Halloween, and I knew that this was inspired. Obviously, very different movie, but inspired him to write this horror movie. So, anyway, fun fact. There you have it. So, from a 0 to 5 rating, Mitchie, what are you thinking? What would you give it?
I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5? Yeah.
And
I think that's very generous from what we've talked about.
yes.
Because
I love Jason, by the way. Love his character.
Because I think I'm gonna go. I think I can get behind that. I think I'll go 3.5 as well, and I'll kind of break down why without any spoilers. Essentially, to me, the movie was really one of a kind back in the day. It was one of the original first slasher films. And so I remember watching it as a kid, and it terrified me. The only thing that draws me back, so to me it's a classic, it's a must-watch for any horror fan to see where the franchise began and has come to. The only reason I pull the rating back a little bit is because I just don't think it stands the test of time. It just, there's so many good classic movies like The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, a lot of the
I will say I like
Psycho, The Shining.
I like the remix better than or the,
So,
like,
I can go
remake,
back and
not
watch all
remix.
of those that I just named many times, and they're still just as good as I remember them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This movie, I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid,
I haven't seen it.
because this isn't one that I go to on a regular basis, and it was kind of hard to watch. The acting was a little rough at times. It was very, I don't know. I don't think it stood the test of time. So that's what I'm going to say with that.
It honestly, I kind of laughed a couple times more than what, I mean, when you would think that you'd be a little like.
Yeah, there were definitely some humorous moments that shouldn't have been humorous, but just from the acting and the way they handle things. Anyway, we'll get into that here in a second because we are going to get into spoilers here. I'm assuming probably everybody who's a horror fan has seen this, but if not, this is where you're going to want to cut it off and go watch the movie, come back, and then comment and let us know what you thought.
And don't come for us because we gave it that rating.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that would give this a 5.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything wrong with that. I think it was absolutely brilliant in its time. I just don't think it's withstood the test of time. This is not something I would go back to and watch over and over. I go back and watch the original Halloween all the time. I go back and watch The Exorcist all the time. Those, The Shining, The Psycho, some of those movies, all of them. I loved them. Can watch them over and over again. This is not one I feel like I can watch over. The original Friday the 13th. Don't feel like I can watch it over and over again. So anyway, stop it now.
Yep.
You've been warned. We're going to get into spoilers. And we'll put something up on the screen right now that says spoiler alert. And we'll be right back. All right. So what do you got?
I mean, I think I learned more about Jason from the remakes, or like from the second, or the second, or the third one. I don't.
Well, you did, because we didn't learn anything about Jason from the first one because he wasn't in
That's
it.
probably why I don't remember anything about this. I don't think I was that scared of this ever.
So I found myself not really remembering this movie very much because I haven't seen it in so many years. And so I kept thinking, like, where's the mask? Where's the mask? Where's the mask? Well, Jason's not even in this one except for the end scene and a couple of drowning
That was
scenes.
like the best scene too.
And I forgot that this whole thing was just about his mom getting payback on the camp
Yeah.
counselors for letting her son Jason die.
But there's so many different ways you could play out getting revenge on counselors for a camp. I mean, like, there's so many different ways it could have gone.
It was a good twist in that, in the end, it was the kid's mom.
Yeah.
Because we're all looking at like, okay, there's a scene where the hand pulls back the leaves and you see a class ring.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so somebody's got a class ring. So you're looking at every character, trying to figure out who's got it, who's the killer, what's going on. So it was a good twist that in the end it was the mom out for vengeance.
Yeah.
I liked that about it, and I liked that they, because they originally weren't going to put the end scene in there when he comes up out of the water and pulls her in. They weren't going to put that in there, and then they did, and that really created this monster or this thing in Jason that then played out into multiple movies and what we know of now, which is Friday the 13th, all 462.
Yeah, and there's several
movies.
that just took a complete hard left and went to another area on those. But this one, I believe the only reason that people really started liking Jason was because that end scene.
Yeah, no, I remember watching it as a kid and being terrified. I mean, it came out when I was 5, and so I was less than 10. I was single digits, I guarantee, when I saw it. And I remember it terrifying me. Yeah, I was maybe 10 at the most.
I don't know, Bailey's seen some scary ones too.
So I remember it terrifying me as a kid, which is why I have this deep love for Jason Voorhees and the horror.
I love Jason Voorhees.
And the horror genre and all that stuff. Yeah. That's where my deep-seated, love of horror comes in. That, The Shining, a lot of the ones that I've mentioned. But and
it might also be a possibility because my generation grew up on when the 2000 ones came out.
Yeah.
Like the one with Sam Winchester. I can't ever think of his Dean, or not Dean, but something Polachek. I don't remember
know what you're talking about.
Anyway, there's a remake of it, and there's Freddy versus Jason too. But I mean,
well, no, there's horrible Jason movies that have come out.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but there are, and
but
there's
I feel
also
like I
really
might
good
learn
ones.
more about who he was through those because that's probably what I remember more.
Right, but I as a kid, and again, there's an age gap here. So when I watched this as a kid, Jason 2, 3, 4, 5, all the original early ones, they went into great detail. We learned who Jason was, and we knew all that stuff. We just didn't learn it from the first episode or first movie, because he wasn't really in it.
And normally in those types of movies, you get some hint of who a killer would be, and there was no backstory. There was a crazy old man on a bicycle.
And the interesting thing is, and part of why that is this was, they released the trailer for this movie. They started advertising for this movie before they even got funding for it. Like this was a group of young people who were just slapping a movie together. If you guys haven't seen Ari Lehman on, he was on with Eric over at Two Boys and Their Pops. Yeah. We'll link that video down in the description. If you didn't see that, he explained in great detail about all of that and how it was just kind of, they all just kind of got together and had a good time with it.
But if you think about who knew, that guy probably had no idea that was literally going to end up being a thing.
Sure, it was one of the original low budget.
We got Jason hanging on our balcony right now.
Yeah, it inspired generations worth of horror movies, both in its own Friday the 13th series, and also inspired so many other slasher films and horror films that came after it. So I don't discredit it in that respect. I give it a 5. But in the respect of going back and watching it today,
it's a
little hard.
It was a little difficult. Some of those, because everybody just started, I forgot how fast they all just died.
Yeah, it was very quick, and some great, incredible scenes. Kevin Bacon in the film when the arrow comes through his throat. There was a scene when somebody got their throat slashed that looked totally fake, but the arrow coming through Kevin Bacon's, I thought they did a great job for that, for being low budget in the 80s. I thought they did incredible with some of the the gore and the graphics and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I thought they did really well with Bill being pinned to the door with the arrow through his eyeball.
And the only thing they really made some poor choices on when you are trying to run from a serial killer and try to hide, or when a crazy lady starts
classic
talking
horror
to
movie.
her.
Even today's horror movies, it's the commercial. No, don't get in the running car. Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
That would have been smarter than half the crap that we just saw.
That's what horror movies are.
I
It's
know,
so
but that's why I laughed, because some of
Yeah.
it was funny. Because it reminds me of the commercial too.
Sure.
Because they made.
She just keeps knocking the mom out and then running away, and the mom gets up and runs over and attacks her again. She knocks her out, runs away.
It's like one of those toys.
Instead of just like killing her.
It's like one of those toys that kids have, the penguins that you hit and they knock over
Yeah.
and it bops
And
back
then
up.
just bops back up.
That's
And
what it is.
So like finally she chops the woman's head off. I mean, what? So interesting fun facts as well. Bill was played by Harry Crosby, the son of the late Bing Crosby. And originally they had tried to cast, or did cast maybe, Shelley Winters for Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah,
but,
when you said that, I didn't think that was right.
But there were a number of different cast changes there. I think they were scheduling or something, some issues, and anyway, she didn't end up doing it. But the woman who played Mrs. Voorhees, I thought did great.
If she would have came in earlier in the movie,
we just needed some backstory.
Yeah, because we just had crazy old man saying that he's got a message from God and you're doomed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there wasn't really a backstory to tell if you really break the movie down, because there's no. I mean, some kid drowned. Yeah. They didn't know that was the evil behind why people died in this place. Yeah. They just knew some kid drowned.
And
so I don't know what backstory.
That's what you would think.
Yeah. So I don't know what backstory they could have told.
But yeah.
You know, there's no real backstory.
I know it was just so different than what I would. I don't know what I remember, or like.
It's been a long time.
I was pretty young.
Okay, guys. Well, that's it.
I still am.
That's what we got. Yeah. So. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching this review. Let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah.
I know we're probably going to get a little bit of flack for the 3.5 rating, because this is an absolute classic, and who doesn't love Jason Voorhees?
Yeah,
but
I know. I
still understand our comments and why we said that.
Yeah. I mean, probably because when your first memory of it, like from when you were a kid, like most people are going to see.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what their expectations are going to be high too when they remember that.
Yeah, but I think the same about all those other movies I named, and they still are excellent to this day. So that's why my 3.5.
I know, that's the weird part.
But thank you guys all so much for watching. We appreciate you being here.
Don't be mad.
Yeah. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Yep. We have videos coming out every single night for the month of October, and we'll be back tomorrow night with another movie review. Thank you very much for watching. We love you, and we will
see you in the next one on the couch.
Yeah, we will.